In this video, we are going to focus on what makes you look confident while speaking. Let us look at this person. How would you rate her confidence level? 5, very confident. 4, confident. 3, neither confident nor underconfident. 2, underconfident. 1, very underconfident. 4 or 5? Yes, mostly everyone gives her that rating. Let us study her body language. Is she smiling? Yes, she is. Note, she's not looking overexcited or exuberant. She has a gentle, calm smile on her face. A smile reassures the audience. Your best networking tool is a smile. Don't underestimate its power when meeting people. People who smile more are more successful. Smiling is a sign of being friendly, engaging, and open. It reduces stress hormone levels and increases endorphins, which enhances a positive mood. A smile is the same in all languages. Irrespective of your gender or background, universally, a smile is interpreted in the same way. When you start your task, activity, or a day with a smile on your face, it emanates a very positive mood and ensures that you put your best foot forward to accomplish the task. So, smile your way to success in presentations and public speaking. Believe me, it will work magic. Smile at yourself and smile at the world, and you'll have the universe smiling back at you. In any talk, you're not expected to be smiling 100% of the time. 25 to 30% is the adequate percentage of smiling time that you require. Is she making eye contact? Yes. Did it seem that she's talking specifically to you? And why was that? That was because she was looking at you directly in your eyes. Eye contact evokes a feeling of trust, bonding, honesty, and makes you come across as someone who is genuine. There has been considerable amount of research done in this area. For example, Cornell University had 60 students look at 2 pictures of a cereal box. One had a rabbit sitting on it who was looking down, and the other had a rabbit that was looking straight at you. The students were asked to choose which of the 2 cereal boxes would they buy. The winner was the box whose rabbit was maintaining direct eye contact. Further experiments conducted have proven conclusively that eye contact is related to confidence, competence, and self-esteem. People who can hold their gaze longer are the ones who have all those 3 competencies. In a public speaking event where you're addressing a large gathering, the thumb rule is that you pick one section of the audience and hold your gaze with someone sitting in the middle for 30 seconds. Once you're done with that, you move to the next section and again pick up someone sitting in the middle and hold your gaze with them for 30 seconds. Like that, section by section, you cover the entire set of audience every time, holding your gaze with at least one person sitting in the audience. What is her facial expression like? But before we answer that question, I want you to do a small exercise with me. Just close your eyes and think of Barack Obama talking. And tell me, what are the facial expressions that come to your mind when you think of his face while he talks? Select the ones that match what you saw. Calm, angry, happy, peaceful, smiling, angelic. 95% of the people who go through this exercise select the following facial expressions for Barack Obama: calm, peaceful, and smiling. Now let's go back to the video we saw. How would you describe her facial expressions? Calm, peaceful, and smiling. Remember, these facial expressions exude confidence and they relax your audience. What did that make you feel? Unpleasant? Obtrusive? What did that make you feel? unsure or irritated, or why is she talking? Is she sad? What did that make you feel? Uncomfortable? The question that can come to your mind, what if I'm telling a sad story or narrating an unpleasant incident? Shouldn't my facial expressions reflect my emotions? Well, the answer to that is that mostly you should have a calm, peaceful background smile just like Mona Lisa when you are standing in front of a large gathering or even a small to medium gathering of audience. Have you seen newsreaders? They are specially trained to deliver bad news in a calm, composed manner. What is her body posture like? She's standing upright with her legs slightly apart and weight balanced on both legs. This is the best posture to maintain while presenting or on a public speaking event. It exudes confidence and poise. Your audience will perceive you to be in control and give you full attention. Do move around and cover your space, your stage, periodically and purposefully. The recommended movement is 10 to 15% of your overall speech time. Let us look at some other postures. What did the above postures indicate to you? Nervousness, unsure, fidgety, underconfident, anxiety. Yes, that's how I perceive them too. Now that we know what constitutes good body posture, let's see how to use your hands to appear confident and engaging. Which posture would you opt for? I would opt for 5. With arms open and meaningful hand movements, it makes her look confident and engaging. In posture 6, the speaker looks stiff. It's almost as if she's unwilling to talk and someone has forced her on stage. In posture 7, with arms crossed, she's creating a barrier between herself and the audience. She looks arrogant or defensive, unfriendly, and unwilling to engage. Use your hands in a meaningful manner to resonate with your words and the meaning of what you are saying. It is not only your body language but also what you say that makes you look confident or otherwise. Let us watch a video. I must have been only 6 years old when I was told that only older people can see ghosts. 6 years old can't. I was puzzled. I am only 6 years old, so why can't I see ghosts? It is only the mystery of ghosts which appeals to you at all ages, even to a 50-year-old and to a 6-year-old. What do you think? Well, I was irritated listening to her. I'm not sure, but she seemed to be rambling, which means saying the same thing over and over again. On listening to it again, I realized that 44% of the words she used were repetitive, which means she was repeating the same words 44% of times. Now, if you're going to do that, one, your audience is going to feel a little bored and you will come across to them as someone who has low vocabulary and is therefore perhaps a little less on IQ. And when that happens, slowly they stop engaging with you. And once they disengage, it's very hard to get their attention. Use simple words, but have a variety of words. Variety in words will also help your audience visualize in their head as you talk. Let us watch that video again. I must have been only 6 years old when I was told that only 50-year-olds can see ghosts and we can't. I was puzzled and disappointed. Are ghosts scared of 6 years old? Intrigued, weren't you? Yes, that's the magic of words. Words used rightly can transfer you to places, locations, countries far, far, far away. Some other points you must be watchful for while speaking is your sentence length, I statements, and data usage. Sentence length. You want your sentences to be between 10 to 15 words. Very long sentences are hard to follow and people might disengage. Sentences allow you to be able to modulate and take pause at the end, which helps in keeping the audience engaged. At times, long sentences can make you look underconfident, as you will appear to be rambling that is going on and on without stopping. I statements. Usage of I statements is seen as being confident. Research has shown that people who use I more are more confident and self-reliant. People have come to listen to you, hence they value your opinion and what you think. Too much of anything is bad. Too many I statements can also make you sound full of yourself. Data usage. Have you noticed that numbers at times speak louder than words? 80% of your professional and personal success is determined by communication skills. How many of you know that? Companies on an average lose $62.4 million per year due to poor communication skills, and companies with effective communication skills produced a 47% higher return. Was that powerful? Yes. Why? Because she used data points. Remember, when you use data, when you talk, it comes across as very powerful and very impactful, because data speaks louder than words. Keywords. Keywords are very relevant, especially if you are preparing or communicating in an interview. Keywords are words that are relevant to your domain or your subject. The more keywords you will use, the more you will come across as someone who's very domain-centric and a subject matter expert in his or her field. Summarizing, remember, the following are critical for you to look confident. Smile, make eye contact, have facial emotions which are calm, happy or surprised, have your weight on both legs, use unique words, use the right sentence length, have some data points, use I statements, keywords, and make meaningful hand movements. Remember, the most beautiful thing you can wear is confidence. And that confidence comes from hours and days and weeks and years of constant work and dedication.